Introducing the all-new Seiko Sumo SFK001, the first of its kind with an all-new solar GMT movement, the 5K65 with 3 joules, 9 months of power, and if it ever dies, 15 hours in sunlight outside will get it back to full. This movement is a flyer GMT, means the hour hand jumps, which is fantastic because some people, when they go diving, they travel. Oh, let's go to the Bahamas and dive. For example, I'm in Canada. I'm not gonna dive in Lake Ontario. Gross. So if I were to go diving, I would have to travel. So having that GMT hand in a grab and go reliable tank is very appealing. Now, how much is this appealing gonna cost you? $775 USD for a solar professional diver. Remember, it's still a Pro Specs ISO rated, and it does come with a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the underside. And my favorite, an aluminum bezel insert. I actually just filmed the 3rd gen Sumo with the ceramic insert, and that was one of my negatives because I love the granular, textured look of high quality anodized aluminum. Anodized aluminum is still pretty scratch resistant. Now the Sumo is a modern Seiko dive watch with intricate laser sharp transitions between brushing and high polish throughout. And I love the faceted tips, brushed on the top, high polish on the bottom. This case has X Factor and it gives you a high impression of quality. And although this watch does wear smaller than its size indicates, I still hope and pray for one day Seiko making a mini version of the Sumo, a 40 mil. That would be incredible. I would go crazy. I would do backflips. That's how excited I would be. Now let's do the measurements. 45 millimeters in diameter, 13.2 millimeters thick. We got drilled lugs and a lug to lug of 51.8. So just like a sumo wrestler, we got a big boy here, but it has the Seiko magic. It wears fantastic. So I definitely suggest you try it on. It's got a ton of presence and the case is just so cool. The crown is a coarse knurling unsigned 7mm screw down crown, giving the Sumo 200 meters of water resistance. The bracelet is the exact same as the 1st and 2nd gen with the female end links. Big fan of that. High polish on the flanks of the mid links. It's 20 millimeters, tapering down to 18, pins and collars, and unfortunately, it still has a pressed clasp. I wish they put the 3rd gen clasp on here. It's more refined and it's fully milled. The watch does have a dive extension as well. The bezel is silent on this one. I don't know if my mic will pick it up, but let's give it a shot. The bezel feels a little bit different than the 3rd gen I just reviewed. It feels softer, more dampened, less precise. I don't know if that's due to the aluminum. I don't think the mechanism is different, so it could just be a difference in manufacturing. But overall, a great bezel, everything lines up. And you know what? The 2nd hand is actually hitting the marks here. Maybe a hair off on some of the hash marks, but otherwise pretty good. The dial is the solar cell. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, but the indices do look a little bit smaller than on the mechanical diver. The Sumo style hands are completely high polished. We got the date at 3 o'clock and the GMT hand is pretty thin. The minute hand can cover it completely, which I'm not a fan of. I think the GMT hand does suit the Sumo style of hands, but I wish they made the arrow tip a little bit wider. We got even numbers printed in between the hour markers, 1 to 23, and a 2-tone chapter ring. We got baby blue on the bottom and dark blue on the top, representing the night and day. It's pretty nice, but the date is a little bit harder to read because it is more recessed than the mechanical. So there is a little bit of shadowing on top, but if you angle the watch just a bit, the light will hit that date window and you can see it a lot better. We got Seiko Pro Specs X Divers 200 printed in white and GMT in orange to match the orange GMT hand. Very nice. Now let's check out the loom. The loom is powerful, Seiko Lumabrite, and yeah, there is a little bit on that GMT hand. So when you're swimming across a time zone, you'll know what time it is back home for some reason. First, the Seiko 5 GMT shook the watch world, and now with this Solar Sumo, we got the larger watches covered. But will we see this new movement in a future Seiko Alpinist GMT or a new 38mm mid-size diver? I'm a fan of this movement. Everybody needs one grab-and-go watch, and this one is quite compelling. But I want to hear from you down below. And if you like this video, then I know you're going to love the 2 videos on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.